You're watching Salford Now. I'm Cameron Gordon.
And I'm Grace O'Hare. Here's what's coming up on today's programme.
We get the latest update on the issue of tower blocks in Salford.
People seeking asylum from refugee backgrounds have teamed up with local people to help clean up the streets of Salford.
And we find out what the Salford community are doing to prepare for this year's Winter Wonderland.
Welcome to the programme. We start with an exclusive report about Salford tower blocks where residents are fearing for their safety. In the wake of Grenfell, cladding was removed from 9 tower blocks in Pendleton.
Yes, since then there has been a dispute about who will replace the flammable materials on the building. Now the managers of the blocks are taking legal action against the developer. And our reporter Ewan Quayle is here to tell us more. So Ewan, what can you actually tell us about this situation?
So obviously this is a very complicated situation, so I think it's best to go back to 2015 when property developer Keepmoat was brought in to renovate 9 tower blocks in Salford as part of a wider scheme to improve homes in the area. So if we move a little bit forward to the tragic events of Grenfell Tower last year, it prompted the managers of these blocks, Pendleton Together, they're a private company, to review the refurbishment. And those findings, there's somewhat a bit of a controversy about those. They're not publicly available, and the residents argue that they should be, that they should have a right to know what's going on in their homes. So we submitted a Freedom of Information request to Salford Council to try and find out what was in this report, and yesterday it was swiftly rejected on the grounds that Pendleton Together are taking legal action against Keepmoat. So this is quite a serious development in the story, and obviously these 9 tower blocks haven't been out of the news recently with the cladding stories and things like that, like you introduced in the beginning. They went to Parliament last week, I believe it was, to speak to MPs about their various complaints. So to summarise, we asked Keepmoat as well for a response to this, and so far nobody has wanted to speak to us. So to summarise what's happened today, we're still not very clear on what's going on. We don't know when this legal action began. We don't know on what grounds it's being taken. the council and Pendleton together are very cautious about speaking about anything to do with this case.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Ewan. Asylum seekers and refugees have taken to the streets of Salford on a mission to clean up the city. Salford Forum for Refugees and People Seeking Asylum set up the event to get them involved in the community. We sent Danielle McHugh to find out more.
Asylum and from refugee backgrounds have come together to make the city of Salford cleaner, greener and healthier. Many volunteers gave up their morning and worked together to pick up litter along Langworthy Road.
The clean-up event helps bring people all across Salford together and helps to raise community spirit.
Irfan Saeed, chair of the Salford Forum for Refugees and People Seeking Asylum, believes that cleaning up Salford gives people a chance to integrate and socialise with one another.
We did already 2 cleanups and it is the best way of actually getting all the people from different backgrounds together, so work for the same cause. And what happened is people from different communities who normally don't talk to each other get a chance to talk. So the reason behind is actually to help the world, to help make our Salford cleaner, greener and healthier.
So far, the forum has hosted 2 cleanups, which has attracted many local people as well as members of the forum. By bringing the community together, Irfan believes it will make people less likely to commit neighbourhood crime.
Because when people see people from different backgrounds are coming up to make the streets cleaner, and when they saw it, they actually tried to get involved in it. And plus also they got to know the reasons that why they are here doing that. And I had seen people, who normally never talk to people from the ethnic minority background start talking.
The Mayor of Salford was also on hand to offer his support to the local community.
These things are really important because this is how you make communities, bring communities alive and, spend time with each other and look after each other. For me, it's about making sure they feel part of the community, and I'll do all I can, certainly as the City Mayor, through our equalities strategy to make sure that they're embedded in our communities in the City of Salford. This is just one way we demonstrate that.
By working as a team, it's fair to say this group of volunteers are restoring neighbourhood pride and are out on the streets to promote one message.
The message is clear that, we are for the community and we will here, do whatever is possible to make sure that our Salford is cleaner, greener and healthier, and we live together as one big family.
Danielle McHugh, Salford Now.
A man who was beaten up and robbed on his way home in Swinton has chosen to see the bright side of Salford. Wildlife photographer Dr. Luke Bajewski has now released a documentary showcasing his love of Salford nature. He told us about how the idea came about.
The mayor got in touch to express his sort of apologies really for the experience I had in the city, and during that communication I said, well, would you be willing to give an interview for the film and give your perspective on this wetland and its significance in Salford? And so he did, and then during that conversation, during the interview, I just happened to mention that I'd really like to premiere the film in Salford, and he said, well, why don't you just do it at the town hall, we can arrange that. And that was back in July, August time, I think. And then, a few months later, last night, we had the premiere in the Swinton Town Hall.
A new play is coming to the Lowry. All You Need Is LSD is a satirical comedy describing one man's journey on a psychedelic trip.
It's finishing a run in Liverpool and will be appearing in Salford early November. Our reporter Emma Davidson went along to speak to the cast.
All You Need Is LSD is a satirical comedy that documents one man's acid experience.
That's a really honest conversation about drugs in a quite silly way as well.
But the humour is totally up my kind of sort of street. The comedy, the style of it is just so good. It's that kind of great mix of really surreal, farcical comedy, but having a sort of powerful point to make.
Yeah, I did like it a lot. I thought it was really entertaining and thought-provoking and really informative.
I loved the play. It was fast-moving,
changing all the time. I love the music. Characters were really lively, and I knew a little bit of the history. I could relate, to the actual facts in the play.
It's been received well. I think it's a play that is really for an audience that are open to have a good time and to learn something new about drugs, or maybe rediscover a past that they've had themselves. Maybe it's talking to them on a nostalgic sense. But the audiences have been really enjoying it, yeah.
One of my person that I look up to is John Cooper Clarke, the poet. So yeah, just kind of being in that whole sort of scene. And
All You Need Is LSD is coming here to the Lowry Theatre in early November. Emma Davidson, Salford Now.
Matthew Taylor is here with us. Salford City were bowled 59 in the FA Cup draw last night. Who did they get, Matt?
Well, Grace, they got League One Shrewsbury Town. The Ammies will travel down to the New Meadow to face the team that were knocked out in the third round last season to the Premiership side West Ham, and they featured in the League One player final. The game is expected to be a 3 o'clock kick-off on the 10th of November, but that is still yet to be confirmed. Salford City have become one of the fastest growing clubs in the UK, but it seems even their supporters want to play for a football club with big ambitions. Joe Docherty went to find out more.
Salford City have recently become one of the fastest growing clubs in the United Kingdom, with the club going up several divisions in the last few years since their takeover by the class of '92. However, it seems the fans aren't just satisfied with supporting a club that's advanced very quickly. Some fans have got together to form the Salford City Supporters Club team, which have already come on very much in the last few weeks. The club has only been going on for a short while. However, in that time they've played a friendly against Guiseley to kick their season off. They've been playing in the IFA League, and they've even played a British Cup match against Scottish Premier League side Livingston. I spoke to Simon Pearce, a key part of this club, to find out how the club has advanced in this time.
Now we've joined the IFA League ourselves, and we're moving forward. We went away last weekend and we played Livingston in the British Cup. We lost, but it was an experience. All lads enjoyed it. We went out round Edinburgh, a few beers afterwards, team bonding. It was a great experience, and it's just brought Salford people, Salford fan base together. I guess the eventual aim would be just to keep it evolving. So as a couple of the lads that are playing now probably get a bit older, maybe we'd start a vets team and bring some of the younger generation through and just keep it, and it could be our legacy that we pass on to future generations.
How far the club is going to go is questionable. However, there's no doubt they've already shown a lot of ambition with playing games such as the Livingston one, and who knows, can the supporters emulate the quick success of the club they support?
Salford Red Devils under-19 player Ellis Snellgrove did a charity walk at the weekend in remembrance of his brother who committed suicide. The walk was 60 miles long and went from Rill to the AJ Bell Stadium. And tonight Manchester United will face Juventus at Old Trafford in the Champions League group stage. Cameron Waters is outside the ground for us now.
So I'm here outside Old Trafford. It is the return of Cristiano Ronaldo. Post-Ferguson era, here you can see the Sir Alex Ferguson stand. The atmosphere around the ground is building. We're about 3 hours away from kick-off now. But can Jose Mourinho's men beat the Italian giants? Find out later.
Oh, Grace, there was some great times with Cristiano Ronaldo at Old Trafford and some fantastic memories, wasn't there?
Like the one against Portsmouth. The goal.
Oh yeah, that was the free kick that he scored, wasn't it? It was a nice dipping shot over the wall, fantastic goal that. And actually, that was one of my best friend's first football matches, and what a great first match it was.
Well, anyways, preparation for Salford's Winter Wonderland has started with a community day called Creighton Carnival. Wadashan Al Anan spoke to the event manager, Ivania Morrison.
Salford Winter Wonderland are hosting a creative family day today at the Cricket and Rugby Club in Salford for children of all ages to come down, create costumes and banners for their later on Christmas parades this year.
Salford Winter Wonderland is an event that's been put together of getting the community together in Salford because not a lot of things go on around here, so he thought Christmas is the best time, families come together and it's just celebration, isn't it? So we've decided to do a workshop today which is free, and it's costume making, and we've brought basically all the supplies so that the kids can make costumes and wear them in a parade that we're going to be doing on the 1st and the 2nd of December.
We're making a box, and it's like a present, and it's a present what you wear.
I'm excited more than the kids.
I think it's a good way to like meet people and like get to like learn new stuff about Christmas.
Community groups and families have been invited today so they can spend quality time together, get a feel and prepare for the big carnival parade coming this September.
This is the first year doing it, and it has actually turned out well today. So I was absolutely excited, and as soon as like the characters come in, because obviously we had Chase, we had Buzz Lightyear, Woody, the Minions, and yeah, it was nice to see the reaction when they come out and they done a little dance and stuff before obviously we started doing the creating of the costumes. So yeah, it was nice to see.
I think that it helps parents and children's bond and get to do something creative instead of people being on the phones and on the computers, and you're doing something nice for your children and meeting with other parents as well.
And it's gone better than I expected, to be honest. Like, there's a lot more people than any of us thought.
I feel like it helps them in a way of having something to do, like with the kids, because there's not a lot really to do, I feel like, when it comes to some communities, like youth clubs have been closed down and things like that. I think it helps, yeah. And somewhere for the adults to bring the children as well, or the parents, without having to pay anything.
So it's fair to say that all the kids are enjoying their time today and they've loved doing their costumes. They will be coming back for the big parades in November.
Wadashan Alanan, Salford Now.
And now here with the weather is Roisin Crew.
It will remain mostly cloudy and dry throughout today and tomorrow with highs of 14 degrees, so it's good news if you want to head out on the Halloween gnome trail that Ordsall Hall are putting on this afternoon. Heading into Thursday, however, we'll experience slightly lower temperatures of 12 degrees. This weekend, though, we're really going to start to feel the winter chill, with lows of 1 degree on Saturday. So you'll want to wrap up warm if you want to have a final look at the Bee in the City sculptures around the city. The bees are starting to disappear to make way for a new installation of a snowman hunt that will be coming next month.
And that's all we have time for today on Salford Now.
Goodbye.